Good morning, students, and welcome back to this recorded session. Today, we are going to learn something about the Earth relief. What is that, kids? Well, kids, let's start the class. In the surface of the Earth, we can see that it's covered by land and water, kids. But we have the special names for different kind of natural features, or we can say landforms on the Earth's surface. The Earth landform that we can say that we know are the two largest type of them. We have the continents and the oceans. The continents are any one of the largest land masses in the world. Traditionally, the Earth is divided into 7 continents, from the largest to the smallest. We have the Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe, and Australia. Oceans are large areas of salt water between the continents. Although all of the oceans are connected to each other, making them one big ocean, we can divide them into 5 smaller oceans that are separated by their location and the way the water in the news, right? These oceans are the Arctic Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Indian, the Pacific, and the Southern Oceans, kids. Oceans are huge. Together, the oceans cover about 70% of the Earth. The Pacific Ocean is both the largest and the deepest ocean in the world, right? It covers 1/3 of the Earth's surface. Smaller landforms are created in a variety of ways. Erosions from wind and water can wear down the Earth. Volcanoes and shifting tectonic plates can create new landforms or change the shape of old land. Let's take a look now at some of the different landforms and bodies of water that cover our planet. Mountains are some of the biggest and most recognizable landforms. They have steep sides and high peaks that stand out from the land around them. The smaller, less steep landforms are called hills. Mountains are usually formed when rock layers are pushed together from opposite sides, forcing the land up in the middle. The low areas between mountains are called valleys. Mountains may also be formed by volcanic activity when lava and other materials build up on the surface. But mountains aren't the only landforms that can be made by volcanoes. When lava flows into the sea, it can create a brand new land. Sometimes volcanoes in the ocean create islands. An island is a piece of ground that is completely surrounded by water. Islands can be big or small in any part of the world. The biggest island in the world is Greenland in Australia, right? It is the biggest of them, right? But it is so big, kids, that it is called a continent, right? Instead of an island. And we're calling about Australia, right? So that is in Greenland. The more landforms that involve a little land and a lot of water are peninsulas and isthmuses. An isthmus is a narrow strip of land with water on both sides, connected to larger pieces of land. Okay, a famous example of the isthmus is the Panama, right? That connects North America to South America. A peninsula is a piece of land that has water on 3 sides, but is connected on the 4th to the mainland. 2 well-known peninsulas are Italy and Florida. Coastal areas have their own type of landform base, like coral reef and lagoons. These landforms may be found on or around the coast, right? Another type of coastal landform is the estuary. An estuary is where a river meets the sea. Third, The salt water from the ocean mixes with the river fresh water, el agua dulce, and the river spreads out, twisting and turning wider and wider. Because of the way it spreads out, water in an estuary is generally shallow, which allows sunlight to penetrate all the way to the bottom. Rivers are important natural features themselves. They are fed by rain or melted snow. The water in river is called fresh water because it is not salty. Okay, es el agua dulce. Like the water in the oceans, they begin in high ground, usually in hills or mountains, and follow gravity's pull down to lower ground. Smaller streams meet and join together, forming larger streams and rivers. These large rivers join together to become larger and larger until they finally reach the ocean. Sometimes a river will flow into large bodies of water before they reach the ocean. Large body of water surrounded by land is called a lake. A small body of water surrounded by land is called a pond, right? A small body of water, kids. Not all lakes and ponds get their water from rivers. Some are filled only by rainfall, por la lluvia. Most lakes are filled with fresh water, but some lakes are salty. One famous example of a salty lake is the Great Salt Lake in Utah. Another type of landform is a plain. Plains are large areas of flat land with no hills or mountains in them. The Great Plains in the mid-United States is a good example of a large plain. The last landforms we are going to learn about today are plateaus. Plateaus are large areas of raised land that are flat on top. So imagine, kids, this is like a mountain, right? But top of the hill, so it is not like a hill, right? So it is plain. Okay, so this is a plateau. That's a plateau. Plateaus may be caused by volcanic activity beneath the Earth's surface. Sometimes the pressure of the magma beneath isn't strong enough to break through the crust and create a volcano. So instead, the land is pushed outwards. Plateaus may stand all by themselves in otherwise flat land, or may sometimes be close to other plateaus. There are many more types of landforms that we didn't have time to discuss. But kids, I hope that you enjoy learning about landforms, about the Earth relief, because it is pretty important, right? Well, thank you, kids. We see you the next time. Goodbye.